But of course, anytime that we are filling that cup,
Yes.
there's a bunch of stuff that just comes up, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's definitely been my personal journey of this has been like, fill up the cup. Whoa, look at all the stuff that's coming up when you fill it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think is a great theme, because we are working with the kleshas, right? And we started that work this past class. So the kleshas, again, for kind of like a refresh, they're like habits that are not exactly serving, like ideas or thoughts and patterns. And they actually bring in more like undeserved suffering. And it's just like, hey, we have these patterns. We're going to look at these patterns, these thoughts, however they arrive in yoga. And then we use the process of yoga to just be on the mat and observe them from like way back here, so that we're able to be like, okay, when this story comes up or when this thought comes up, I can pause for a moment and go, is this truth, right?
Mhm.
So today we're going to be working on the klesha. It's asmita, asmita, and it's spelled Asmita. And essentially that's like the self story. So as we get started, today's going to be a yin class. So I know that you've taken a yin class with me in the past. So we're going to be touching base on that yin practice and then working in the kleshas and then the kidney meridian. So that's kind of what you can expect for today. Very gentle, long holds, dropping in. That kidney meridian is associated with warmth. So I thought you would appreciate that. When we have our props, go ahead and grab some blocks or something that will work as blocks. Blanket. I just have like this oversized blanket for yin today. You may find that you want a couple of blankets just to really cozy up. I have a couple of pillows here. You're probably not going to make use of a strap, so you don't need to worry about it. And then a couple of options. I know for you specifically, the forward fold isn't as, triggering to that low
Not so
back.
healthy for me. Yeah.
Okay, good. So if it becomes too much with that forward fold, you can take legs to the wall and do the entire practice with legs up the wall. So there's some options there. So as you're here, know that nothing is set. You can reset and move to that wall if it feels better and more grounded, to let gravity kind of just do some of that work and to take it off of the hips and that low back, okay? Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna come into our easy seat. So that may be with blocks underneath the knees, that may be seated up on your blanket or bolster. And then just as we come into this easy seat, just let that spine kind of come back just a bit, like you're leaning on this beautiful oak tree. And then we'll just roll the shoulders up to the ears and set them down that back body. And as we come into this posture and elongate through the back of the neck here, the cervical spine, you might find that your chin just very ever so slightly comes down towards the chest, just creating that space in the cervical spine. And then from here, we're just dropping in, just doing a quick little just observation of the body. Noticing where you might be holding any tension. Noticing where you could invite some softness, some gentleness, some release. And then our klesha focus for today is asmita. It's the story of the self. So in yin yoga, we spend longer periods of time in stillness without movement to distract us. So what happens is, in that stillness, we often notice that there's stories that kind of bubble up in our mind that we tell ourselves about the sensation in the body, discomfort, or whatever it is that we think we should be feeling. So this practice today will invite us to observe those stories with curiosity without needing to change anything. So as we're here, we're just starting to notice the breath. And it's okay if the nose isn't, fully open at this moment. You can breathe any way that feels right in your body. And then if it makes sense to you and you feel safe to do so, you may choose to close the eyes here and start to turn that gaze inward. And what that means is we're just starting to pull the senses back into the body. Really drop in and notice that breath. Maybe you notice the heartbeat, the hum of the nervous system. Maybe you just know the temperature of the air in the room or the weight of your clothing. So for our pranayama, our breath work today, I invite you to think about energetic lines. We're going to be focusing on the kidney meridian, which is the entire back body and inner leg, all the way down to the feet. And this is linked to a deeper reserve of energy and an ability to slow down and rest and feel supported without trying to do anything, achieve anything, or reach any type of goal. So as we focus on our breath today and this idea of an energetic line, I'll invite you to just picture your breath as energetic, as maybe a colorful, soft, warm light, maybe just this idea of prana or chi. And as we inhale, we can inhale this energy and send it all the way from the top of the head all the way to the base of the spine. And as we exhale, we can pull that energy up from the base of the spine all the way, maybe right to the third eye if that feels attainable, or you can send it right out the top of the head. So we'll inhale nice and slow, just taking this energy, this prana, in through the nose or the mouth, whatever's available today, and sending it down the back body. Pausing, and then when you're ready, we'll exhale it all the way up through the spine. Maybe it comes right to the center of the forehead, that third eye space, or go ahead and send it on out. Let's continue this breath. As you're here, noticing energy shifting in the body. And as you are noticing the spine, can you slow the breath down just enough to notice every part of the spine? And maybe you just happen to notice where the breath kind of gets lost. Just notice. No need to rush to fix anything. You are, we'll take 2 more rounds of this. Inhale and exhaling. When you're ready to start to make your way back to your natural breath, you can do so just by allowing the body to inhale and exhale as it feels comfortable doing. So as we're in our practice today, moving through our yin postures, you may want to revisit this energetic breath, nourishing the entire kidney meridian, the back body, the spine. And know that it's available to you at any time, even off the mat. So I would invite you to place the hands right at heart center. And from this space of turning the gaze inward, I invite you to set your intention for our class today. Our journal prompt will be, what parts of me soften when I stop trying to improve or fix anything? That may be your intention, to just be the observer there. Or maybe it's something more personal. Just take a moment and let that intention fully show up right at the heart center. And when you're ready, we will keep everything nice and soft. So you can keep those eyes as soft as you feel is appropriate. You can even close them. And we'll just take a nice big inhale here. And exhale, allow the hands to come down, the shoulders to drop. Let's take in a nice big inhale. And exhaling. Beautiful. So I'll invite you to take our first yin posture, which will be to come into our butterfly pose. So bringing the palms of the feet together. Now from here, I know that this can be a lot on that inner groin. So you may decide you want to build up some props on either side, whether that be your blocks, a couple of pillows. And because yin yoga is all about allowing gravity to really sink into this posture, let's go ahead and just make sure we're totally supported. So if there's any pinching in the groin, if there's any, if the sit bones are having some tenderness, you can actually adjust and move. You can sit up onto a blanket. We're preparing ourselves for total surrender, for this process of allowing. So we'll hold these postures for a while, but that doesn't mean that we can't come out of them if something is not feeling right in the body. If you're finding that edge is moving into pain, or you're feeling this sharp shooting happening, you can back off. You can come all the way down to the floor. And as we discussed earlier, you can always take the feet up the wall. That is a absolute beautiful option. So as we're here, and we're in our butterfly posture, we are either taking this with a nice, tall, long spine, letting the chin just ever so slightly come towards the chest. Option to stay here, if this feels nourishing in the body. Another option would be to slowly start to come forward. You may decide you'd like to place the hands out in front of you. Maybe you stack a few blocks in front of you and you come to bring the head all the way down onto those blocks. Or you can stand all the way upright. This is our first posture, so I'll talk a little bit just to help us kind of ground here. And then I'll give you some quiet time to just allow the posture to bring up anything that is coming up in the body, the mind, the spirit as we're here. So when we first start to drop into our yin postures, I invite you to find some breath here. Maybe you drop into that ujjayi breath, that sound of the ocean in the back of the throat. Or maybe you even come into that energetic breath we started with, inhaling through the nose and letting that breath cascade down the spine. And then as you exhale, pull that breath up through the base of the spine, Let's bring it to the third eye or right out the top of the head. In this posture, we are stimulating the kidney and the liver. The kidney meridian runs through the inner legs, so you can visualize that as you're here. And this butterfly pose also immediately starts to slow the nervous system down. And as you're here, just allowing gravity to do all the work. Maybe you tap into your self-talk. And you just start to notice as the observer standing off of the mat that asmita, that story of the self. And just notice what comes up without any judgment. And of course, this is all about stillness, but if you need to move, that option's there. Listening to your body, your sovereignty. And if the mind starts to move, return it to the breath, gently, lovingly, kindly. Let the breath be warm and energetic. Do 6 more breaths here, however you'd like to do them. Ready, slowly, mindfully, if you're all the way over, you'll take the fingertips to the earth or your blocks and slowly, with your inhale, start to come all the way up. So in yin, we find this integration, this moment of stillness where the practice will, that posture will integrate with our system. So I invite you to take the legs out nice and long, be gentle, move slowly here. And we'll just windshield wiper those legs. Just a little reset for the nervous system, a little reset for the mind. And you can flex and point the toes. Kind of move in any way that serves you here. We're going to move into our next posture. So we'll start on that left side. So we're going to come into a half butterfly. You may find that you like to bring your block in. We're going to bend that left knee, bring the left palm of the foot to the inner thigh. And this can be supported, right? You can bring your pillow in, you can bring a block in, whatever feels right here. You may decide that sitting up nice and tall is what feels best in your nervous system. If it serves you, we're going to start to fold over this leg. I like to come in just a little bit towards the midline versus over that knee. To me, that feels a little better in my body. You're going to know right away what feels best in yours. And as we come down, we can stack our pillow. We can stack our blocks right underneath the head if that feels better. Sometimes you might take a T here and bring a pillow underneath that thigh. This is an energetic posture. I'm going to invite you to keep the toes flexed, but if you like, you can take it more loosey-goosey, especially if there's something going on in that knee. It can be a little softer. And then when you're ready, take a nice inhale and we'll just start to fold over here. Now we're doing this practice in the morning, so you may be feeling a bit more stiff than you would in the evening. So just take that all into consideration. And once you start to feel like you found that edge, that space where it's like, okay, I feel sensation in my body, but I'm not dipping over into pain. I'm able to sit here in this, notice, become aware, and then start to let gravity soften the body towards the earth. You can start to melt here. In our half butterfly, we are aware of one side of awareness. So this is where identity and comparison start to come up. In our kleshas, asmita. So just notice what comes up here for you, and if it's nothing, that's okay. And return to that breath as we focus on that kidney meridian right through the inner thigh and the leg. Start to find yourself aware of the breath again. Check in where the mind went during this stillness. Just observe it, just notice. Let's take 3 more breaths here, consciously and aware. When you're ready, placing the fingers on the earth or your props. On your next big inhale, slowly come up 1 step at a time. Let's just find ourselves upright here. Maybe you close the eyes and turn the gaze inward just to notice how the body feels after the posture. Serves you, you may decide to stay here for a few more breaths. And if it does serve you, you're going to slowly, with love and gently, bring that left foot out nice and long. You can take a windshield wiper here if that feels good in your body. Sometimes it's nice to reset, to have that little bit of transition, just when we can. And then when you're ready, we're going to come over to the other side. Now this side might feel different, right? This is our right leg, our driving leg. That presses that pedal, you know, the drive and the brake. So sometimes that feels a little different in our body. So let's get ourselves set up for success, whether that's with a pillow, a bolster, a block underneath that knee if that feels more supportive. Maybe you're up on a blanket here because you're feeling like you're kind of falling back in space, and that blanket's going to help you come up and forward a little bit more. Now again, this is a yin practice, so we are creating a little bit of tension right through the stretch, so those toes of that left foot can be peeled up towards the ceiling. But if that is not what it is today, that's okay. It can be loosey-goosey and a nice buoyant kind of light knee, gently bent. A lot of options here to make this available and accessible. And then of course you can stay upright the entire time. If it does feel like we want to go a bit deeper, we want to find that line, right, that edge, then maybe we take a nice big inhale and then start to fold over that right ankle. And we may bring in our blocks, we may bring in a pillow or two. Maybe we let the forehead find the blocks, maybe we stay kind of up and lifted. This is a space where a lot of times the mind will start to kind of think about identity and comparison, because we went from left to right now to left. And let's just sit with that. Let's sit with that thought. Notice what naturally comes up, and then maybe we invite a bit of softness here. Softness in our thoughts, softness in the breath. maybe we return to this energetic breath, sending the breath down to the base of the spine and then exhaling it up the spine. Or maybe it's just your ujjayi breath, sound of the ocean in the back of the throat. Just notice what breath is most serving for you in here. And of course, if anything is too much, you can always come out. Find the breath again. And when you do, let's take 3 intentional breaths here. Maybe you notice where the inhale feels the most sensation in the body. Place the fingertips on the earth, and on your next inhale, come up nice and slow. You can bring the feet out in front of you, just taking a moment to feel what it feels like in your body after the posture. If you need to move, move. Nothing is set, reset at any time. Come to this little pause between postures, I invite you to sit with the idea of any stories that might be coming up, any self-talk that might be arriving. And then maybe there's this invitation to notice it and just observe it, practicing that non-attachment to the ideas that come up. So from here, we are going to find our caterpillar posture. So for that, you may find that a blanket underneath the hips is going to be most serving today. And we'll let the legs come out nice and long in front of us. And you can take them a little wider than hips distance. I find that that feels a little better in my body, but you know your body. And we're going to keep the feet nice and flexed for this yin posture, although, of course, any option to go loosey-goosey, you know your body. Listen to what feels right in it. From here, of course, we have our blocks. We have our pillows or bolster. We'll take a nice big inhale, lengthen through the spine, and we're just going to find that forward fold. If it feels better to stay up and lifted, you can stay up and lifted. And then as we're folding here, you may start to notice where that edge is, where that feeling comes up in the body where it's like, okay, I can drop in here. I'm noticing sensation. Once you find it, you may decide you'd like to come and prop yourself up with some blocks. You can even take the forehead to the blocks in front of you, or you can stay up and lifted. This posture is where that kidney meridian is getting a full saturation. The inner leg all the way up the back body. This is also where we are looking into ourself, right into ourself, and noticing, observing. It's also a place where our nervous system finds some inner stillness. Tune into the body. Tune into the breath. Notice what's here for you. And if at any time it's not serving, you can come out. Start to notice the breath here. And we'll take 6 more very conscious, very intentional breaths. Invitation to notice the inhale as it fills the kidney space right above the pant band in the back. And then maybe you notice the exhalation as everything kind of comes to the center. Whenever you have completed that sixth breath, we can place the fingertips on the earth if you're folded over and take a nice big inhale. Slowly walk those hands back towards the hips, and sitting up nice and tall here, just take a moment to notice how you feel in your body. Maybe you close the eyes, withdraw the senses. If you need a little reset and you want to swish those legs, you can. Windshield wiper it out, point and flex, whatever you need to do. Take the transition for yourself. if you need it. If you want to stay in stillness, you're there, just noticing the body. And then when you're ready, we're going to take the legs nice and wide into our dragonfly posture for yin. So I'm going to stay up on my blanket. You might choose to do the same here. And this doesn't have to be your biggest and widest leg position. Find where that edge is still. Find where you're able to come into this and say, okay, I can hold this for a while. I feel like this is a nice place for me to start. If you need to adjust, you can adjust at any time. And then let's set ourselves up with some props, maybe some blocks, maybe our pillow. They're going to come right in front of us. And then from here, you can stay seated upright. You can flex those toes and stay here, noticing the body, finding that edge. Maybe we try that just for a breath or two. Just notice what it feels like to be upright. And then you may choose to stay here, or you'll take that nice big inhale, and as you exhale, you'll start to hinge forward, coming into this wide-legged forward fold, this dragonfly posture. Maybe you position the blocks so that they touch right at the forehead, that third eye. The hand placement can really be anywhere that feels right to you. Maybe the hands are out in front, stilted fingertips. Maybe you bring them to the ankles, which is one of my preferred ways of taking this posture. Maybe you let them go soft in front of you. As you're here, invitation to peel those toes up so that they shine towards the ceiling and find that external rotation through the legs. Spend a few moments just bathing that kidney meridian in this stretch. Still dropping into the breath. Still being the observer of the thoughts, of the stories that come up. Start to become aware of the breath. And let's take 6 more breaths here. So intentional. Noticing the height of the inhalation and the exhalation. take the fingertips to the earth, and on your inhale, slowly walk the hands all the way back to the hips, sitting up nice and tall here. Just notice what it feels like to be in your body in this moment. You may decide to bring the legs a bit closer for some stability. And then from here, if you want, you can stay here noticing in stillness. If it would feel nice, maybe you bring the shoulder blades together, take the hands behind the hips, and just go ahead and lift that chest up towards the sky. Just a little bit of a counter posture here, just real gentle. And as you inhale, you'll come all the way back to center. We're going to go ahead and find ourselves laying long on our mat on our back. Keep your props handy. We're going to be finding ourselves in a reclined butterfly posture. Now for this, you may find that because we've been doing a lot of these forward folds, that it might feel really good to place maybe a block with a blanket over the top of it, maybe a pillow at the shoulders. So we're kind of opening up through the chest. And then of course, you may find that you'd like to bring a block underneath each knee to make this a bit more of a relaxing posture here. We're allowing gravity to do the work. So the palms of the feet are going to come together. The knees will drop wide. You may have to play around with your block placement as you start to get comfortable here. The pillow between the shoulders might feel a bit too high. You may want to come out of that. Just spend a moment here really finding what works for your body, dropping into your sovereignty. And then for me, I like to really scoop my pelvis, then set it down. So I'm tucking the tail, then setting it down, and then finding my butterfly, reclined butterfly position. From here, you may find that it would feel nice to flip the palms up for energetic reasons, bringing in a bit more energy, or maybe they're down to kind of ground and quiet through the nervous system. And then we're just allowing gravity to do the work here. We're allowing the body to soften and release. Allow the shoulders to soften away from the jaw. Allow the earth to rise up to meet you. And in this space, just notice any stories that arise. And then just become the observer of them. Just notice. To do anything about it. No need to change anything, no goal to reach here, just allow. choose from, if they serve you, is to stay here, or when it feels right, start to find your way into your Shavasana, or maybe you even bring the legs up the wall for a little inversion. If you transition into your Shavasana, you could stay exactly as you are and just maybe take those blocks underneath the thighs and let the legs come out long. And of course, options, you can change your mind at any time. Here we're finding stillness. We're allowing this to be a mini death where the narrative stops, where we just exist. You're safe here to explore this in any way that serves you. And when it's time, I'll call you out gently. Deepen the breath here. Bringing gentle movement into the fingers and the toes, the wrists, the ankles. Maybe you rock the head from left to right. Maybe you bring the arms overhead and stretch like a child waking from their nap. And then slowly, mindfully, you may decide to bring the knees into the chest. Maybe you rock, maybe you give yourself a big squeeze here. A little bit of love for the body, for the spirit, for the mind, for the breath. Invitation to take whichever fetal pose feels most comfortable in your body. If you roll to the left, it's more energetic. If you roll over to the right, it's more grounding. So whatever serves you today. Just take a moment here to acknowledge the intention that was set at the beginning of class. Maybe it was something personal you're working on, or maybe it's our journal prompt today. What part of me softened when I stopped trying to improve or fix anything? And just hold that energetically in your heart for a moment. And then when you're ready, we can let the legs come out long, pressing that top hand into the earth and slowly come all the way up to our gentle seat. Maybe you find the blocks once again underneath the knees, or a blanket underneath the hips, or a pillow or bolster. Let's go ahead and find Anjali Mudra. So fingers spread wide, palms pressing together, thumb right at the sternum, little bit of a press up into the sternum with the thumb. Yin is the practice of this femininity, this slowing down, this moving like fluid water. I hope that you feel a little better in your body, in your mind, and in your spirit. And I thank you for practicing with me today, for being part of this such beautiful community. I thank you for trusting me to guide you through your practice. And before we close, let's just find a little bit of gratitude, even though it's really cold out, for all the beauty that surrounds us each and every day. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Om Shanti, Om Peace, and we bow. Thank you, Delia. If you want to stay on, you can. We are going to be, the journal prompt today is, what part of me softened when I stopped trying to improve or fix anything?